येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्नि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Co-host, is my screen visible? I mean, is it clear? No blocks and all?
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear.
Voice is also okay, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So today is the contents of Gita summarized. Okay, this is second chapter. It's an overview of Bhagavad-Gita. So yesterday we saw the 5 reasons why Arjuna lamented. Quickly, who's going to tell me? Please raise your hand. What was the 5 reasons? Co-host, can you unmute one? Except the kids, they know already.
Mataji got unmuted.
No, not you, not you. You all know it. You are experts now. Don't unmute the volunteers. They have come to recite the shlokas. Just you can. Yes, Mataji, Ruchi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Sin. One is
Yes.
sin, compassion,
Yes.
that family traditions, and
Yes.
what
else?
Indecisiveness.
Indecisive. Yes, indecision. Yes, very good.
And one.
Compassion. Did you say compassion? Compassion, family tradition, no enjoyment. Indecision. Yes. Sin. Adish, are you my co-host? Adish Uchil? There are 2 of you. I don't know which one is what. Hare Krishna. I can't hear you. Can you unmute? Okay.
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji.
The show I need to control the loop. Audio power due to the loop.
You're using a Bluetooth speaker. There's a lot of echo coming. Okay, anyway. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so now we knew. Okay, now we know that the 5 reasons why Arjuna lamented. Now that's compassion, no enjoyment, sin, family traditions, and indecision. Okay. Now today Krishna is going to break all these arguments. Now before knowing that, we should know who Krishna is, right? First, we should know who he is. So there are 3 stages of God realization. When you say God, it's not a light, it's not love. So we say God is love, God is light, but there are different stages of realizing God, like Brahman realizing. Brahman means the light, the effulgence that's coming from the Lord's body. And we say that, some people say that is Lord. There's no personal form. But then, no, that is a lowest level of understanding God. But as you go closer to God, you know, he's in our heart as Paramatma, the 400 feature. Then as you know more about him, you know, he's Bhagavan, a personality of Godhead. He's a person. Who can speak Bhagavad-Gita? A person. So, and Bible says man is made out of the image of God. If man have 2 hands, 2 legs, why don't God, the supreme creator, doesn't have it? But then what is the form? Where is it? The reference is given from Brahma Samhita, Bhagavatam, everywhere. So These are 3 stages, and the comparison given is, I think it will come as a quiz question for you. So I think Pradosh Prabhu will be ready with a demo of the quiz video. Hare Krishna, Pradosh Prabhu, is that you?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, I'll just make you co-host. Be ready by so that 7:50 or something, so that we can
Yes, Mataji. Hare
present it.
Krishna.
Thank you. Okay, so there is sunlight. That's the Brahman, no? The 3 phases of understanding Lord. So the light that's coming from the Lord's body, that the effulgence is called the compared to the sunlight of the sun. When you see the sun, first you see the sunlight. So same way, when you go to the Lord, first you see the light coming. That is the Brahman. And next is the Paramatma. You know there's a localized person. So there is the sun god. I mean the sun planet. And then there is a sun god. So same way, the understanding God or Bhagavan is in the 3 features: Brahmedi, Paramatmedi, Bhagavanedi, Shabdete. And why is called Bhagavan? Okay, can you put in the chat who is Dhanavan? Who do you call as a Dhanavan? Who have lot of, or Bhagyavan? Who is Dhanavan? Who is Bhagyavan? Who is, yes, Shalini Mataji, wealthy man, right? That's Dhanavan. Yes, Gayatri Nandan Prabhu. Gayatri Nath. Adesh, please don't unmute yourself. It's some kind of voice is coming. Yes, Tapas Mukherjee Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I think
Ah.
it's a Kuber.
What?
Kuber.
So someone who's very rich. So only richness, if it's there, it's called Dhanavan. And if only there is luck, that's Bhagyavan. But then Bhagavan is one who have all the 6 opulence. Can you see here? Beauty. Okay, beauty means the Lord Krishna is the most beautiful in the whole creation. Why? Because it says in Brahma Samhita, Kantarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shopam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami. Thousands of cupids, if they are put together, that's not equal to the beauty of Krishna. So much beauty he is. Okay, rich. Krishna is the most wealthiest because thousands of Lakshmis are serving him. Lakshmi Sahasrashada Sambrama Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Thousands of Lakshmis. Famous. Even after 5,000 years, he did his pastimes in Dwapar Yuga. Even now we discuss about Krishna. Why? He's the most famous. Strength at the age of 7. Just now Govardhan Puja got over recently. So every year we celebrate. So at the age of 7, Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill. He's the most strongest. Knowledge, as Veda Vyas, he compiled all the Vedas. Vedanta Krit Veda Videva Chaham. So he's the most knowledgeable person. And renunciation, the detachment from everything. So all these 6 qualities, Aisvaryasya, Virasya, Yashasasya, Samagrasya, all these makes him the Bhagavan. Okay, so in the first chapter, there was a quality. Preview the slides. What do you mean by that? I really don't know. So can you see the screen, Prabhu? Mataji?
It is visible. It is visible.
Yeah,
the
then
screen.
why? She's saying to preview. Might be check your connectivity, Mataji. This is okay. So the quality of the Guru is that in the first chapter, Krishna never spoke or started advising. He started listening. So first we listen. Okay, so that's what we should do. So Krishna never advised Arjuna till now. He was listening. Now he starts speaking. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Kutastva Kashmalam Idam. Slides are in moving. Now you can't see 2.2 slide.
No, Mataji, it's not on slide mode and it's not moving also. It's on the first slide itself.
Huh? Really? Can you see now?
It's, yeah.
Now we can see.
Yeah, now it's scrolling also. It went to slide 2 now.
Oh, okay. Why? Why is it from? Now you can't see again.
So we can see this is 3 stages of God realization.
Can you see now, Sabita Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, it's visible now. You're in slide 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's fine, right? Okay,
Yes.
sorry, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, so these are the three stages of God realization: Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. So Brahman is the light, effulgence you can see, then Paramatma, the four-handed form in our heart, and Bhagavan. Please let me know if the screen is stuck, okay? So the comparison is given to the sunlight, sun planet, and sun god. Okay, now this is we have done. So this is what I was explaining now, the Bhagavan feature. Can you see this now, Mataji? Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, it's visible.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still getting in the chat. Okay, so this is the Bhagavan feature. You can see beauty, richness, famous, strength, knowledge, and renunciation all in one person, full in full. That means 100 out of 100. In this material world, someone will be beauty. You take, for example, Miss World. She might be the most beautiful person, but then what about her richness? She might be coming from a poor family. You don't know. And okay, even though she's beautiful and rich, she might not be educated. She might not have much degrees or education, or she might not be famous. So all these, or strength, she might be a weak person. So all these together cannot be seen in a materialistic person. Or just take, for example, a richest businessman. He may he may not be handsome. No, so, or he may not have much knowledge. Don't know. So these, all the qualities, 100 of 100 is seen in Bhagavan. So Krishna's to Bhagavan's way. So in the first chapter, Krishna never spoke, and that was the quality of the Guru. He started hearing. Okay, so now he starts speaking. Okay, the 5 arguments. Shri Bhagavanu Vaja Kudastva Kashmalam Itam Vishame Samupastitam Anaryajashtam Asvargyam Akirti Karam Arjuna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy. So Krishna is like, Arjuna, what have happened to you? I never expect this from you, because you're the greatest Kshatriya. And Krishna is just, creating a kind of a nice scene there so that he can start explaining Bhagavad-Gita. He knows all this, right? And then he says, he starts surrendering. Okay, now Krishna starts surrendering. Yes, Barka, chant the sloka. You again can't see the screen.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
You can't see the Karpanya Dosha slide?
No Mataji.
No, the slides have gone.
What's happening? Okay, now?
Yes Mataji.
Now
Yeah.
we can.
Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava prachami tam dharma sammoda cheta yacheya swanishtitam brohitanme shishyaste shadimam tam prabannam.
Okay, so here what is Arjuna saying to Krishna is, I have surrendered to you. Please make me I have surrendered to you and please advise me. Okay, I have become your disciple. So Karpanya dosha. So this is what we should do. When we are in trouble, we also should surrender to Krishna. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of my surly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrender to you. Please instruct me. So when we are in problems, this is the first takeaway lesson from yesterday, that when we are in problem, we should definitely approach someone who can guide us, because there are people who are more experienced than us. There are Shastras and Vedic scriptures which gives a solution for all many of our problems. And he's asking, what is Shreyas? What is best for me? Now, someone asked, what was the goal of human life yesterday? So I was listening to Prabhupada's lecture, and he was telling in the morning that the goal of human life is adado brahma jitnyasa. Animals also sleep, we also sleep. Animals also eat, we also eat. Animals also defend, we also defend. Then what is that which makes us humans different from animals? Adado brahma jitnyasa, the inquiry about self. Adado brahma jitnyasa means to be inquisitive. Who I am? What am I? Am I this body or something else? Why am I suffering? Why bad things are happening to good people? Why this past karma? From which Janma I came? From where did I come? Where should I go? All these questions should come from a real human being. Then that's the success of life, right? So now Arjuna is surrendering to Krishna. I'm surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So unless you surrender to the Guru, you won't be able to understand Bhagavad Gita. Tam uvacha rishikesha prahasan iva bharata senayor upayor madhye vishitantam idam vacha. O descendant of Bharata, at that time Krishna, smiling in the midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna. Now Krishna starts speaking. Shri Bhagavan Vaja. See, everywhere it's Shri Arjuna Vaja, Sanjay Vaja, Dhritarashtra Vaja, but here it's given, instead of Shri Krishna Vaja, it is given Shri Bhagavan Vaja. Why? Because Krishna is the Bhagavan Swayam. He is the Swayam Bhagavan. Ashochen Anvasochastvam Pratnyavadam Sha Bhashase Gatasun Agatasum Sha Nanushojanti Pandita. Now Krishna breaks some points here. What does he break? The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you're mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Okay, now keep this in mind. Okay, I'll ask this question later. Now this slide here, the last line, Krishna says, those who are wise, intelligent, doesn't lament for the living. See, this person is living without a leg. So, but then a wise person doesn't lament for him, nor for the dead. This person is dead here. But a Pandita is not disturbed in these situations. Why? Let's see. Okay. Now Krishna starts explaining more about it. Natva eva ham jadunasham natvam neme janatipaha nachaivana bhavishyama sarve vayam atam param. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. So Krishna breaks Mayavadism and atheism here. There are people who says God doesn't exist. When Prabhupada went to America, it was a godless society. They were like, there's no God. Even now in Kali Yuga, in India itself, in your own home, there are people who says, what Bhagavad Gita? I don't believe in God. How do I believe in Bhagavad Gita? Right? There are people like that. For them, Krishna gives this answer. Never was there a time when Krishna did not exist. There was no time like that. When you say before creation, he was there. After creation, he is still there. Govinda Purusham, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam, Adyam Purana Purusham Navyavanam Cha. He was there from the beginning of creation. He says, there was no time when I did not exist. And the second point, he says that even you existed, Arjuna. Even Arjuna was there. Not in this body, but he was there. So what does that mean? That we are not one. We are not one with God, but we are two different. And we were also eternal. So this is what Bhagavad Gita speaks for the first chapter. You are not what you think you are. If I maximize the screen, I'm not able to. No, I can't do that. Ayurveda, please stop it. Okay, stop chatting. I will have to close the chat. Don't do this. It's disturbing. You're what you think you are. You're not what you think you are. So what we actually think is, oh, I'm Aisvarya. I'm such a doctor in such a such hospital. And I have such my family. I have a house and I think this is me, right? That's what we all think. Oh, I'm this body. This is what I am. But actually, we are not this. When I say my hand, my hair, my eyes, my mouth, my eyebrows, that means who am I, right? If I have to say I hand. If someone say who are you, you have to say I hand. You can't say my. You are saying my hand. You can't say I hand. But who am I? Right? These are all mine, but who am I? Who is the real me? Okay, so our body, it's made up of 3 categories. From now, please listen seriously, because this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. This is the first lesson of Bhagavad Gita. And just by knowing this, you can overcome the greatest fear in life. What is the greatest fear in life? Anyone knows? What is the greatest fear which we all face now? Yes, Bharat.
Is it death?
Very
Fear
good.
of death?
So, very good. Yes. Fear of death. Everyone is scared of death. Everyone. So yes, death is a really scary thing, right? Not only to ourselves, we are also scared about our relatives' death and near dear ones. Everything, right? Death is like so much of problems for us. But then if you know this concept, you overcome the fear of death. That's what the first lesson Krishna speaks. So Bhagavad Gita is really a life manual, because the greatest fear we have is about death, And a devotee of the Lord is never feared of death because he knows what that process is. Now let's see. Now the body, the material body which you see, my hands and all that, this is made up of Panchabhutas, the 5 elements you can see here: fire, water, air, ether, and sky. Okay, these are the fire, water, sky, air, earth. These are the 5 Panchabhutas on which my material body is made up of. But I am not this body. I am spirit soul. I'm Atma. Yesterday someone asked what is Atma? Atma is nothing but the spirit soul, the soul. Okay, that is what which give me consciousness. That's what which make me alive. If when someone die, what is happening? The Atma leaves, right? The soul leaves the body. So there is the body, the material body, which you can see made up of 5 elements. Then you can not see the soul, which is inside. And in between these two, there is something called subtle body, which is made up of mind, intelligence, and false ego. Okay. Now, as you know here, living and non-living things. What makes it different? What is it that makes it living? Like people, animals, plants. What is that which makes it grow, move? That's the consciousness. That's the soul. Once the soul leaves the body, that person is dead and that body doesn't grow. So the growth is a symbol of the presence of soul, right? And non-living things, mountains and buildings, there is no soul in it. So the first lesson in Bhagavad-Gita is we are not this body. We are not this body. Now Arjuna is lamenting, how can I kill my cousins? How can I kill my teachers? But then Krishna says, we are not this body. They are not this body. They are spirit soul. Like an example of car and a driver. So you all drive a car. So you're inside, you're driving the engine, you're owning it, putting in the accelerator and all that. So the external covering that car is the body which we have. And the driver is the soul actually, which is driving this body. Okay. And where is the soul situated? Bhagavad-Gita states it in 2 places. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtam. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hridesha Arjuna tishtati. Prabhupada says hridesha, in the heart. The soul is situated inside the heart. Okay. Now another example which I can make you clear is there is a cage and there's a beautiful bird in it. Okay. And this lady keeps on cleaning that cage, beautiful cage. She paints it and colors it and all that. But she doesn't feed the bird. What will happen to the bird? It will die. Same way, you are polishing this body, putting shampoo and deo and nice moisturizers, and very nicely the body is. But what about the soul inside? Are we not bothered about that? So that's why there is a food for the soul. The food for the soul is actually a mantra which can take you to a separate world, a spiritual world. But then I'll talk about the mantra later. So first you understood what is body, what is soul. You know the difference between the body and soul. This is the sloka which actually says what is the difference. Yes, Barka.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dehinosmin yada dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tada dehandara prapti dhiras tatra namoihati.
Yes, so what does it says? Dehinosmin. So this is the first sloka you need to learn in this chapter. All of you learned 1.1. Did anyone learn 1.1 here except Barka? Can you raise your hand? Anyone? I put the audio. I put the. My co-hosts have shared. Karshali have shared. No one learned. Okay, Lekha Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
You want me to say it, no?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samavetayuyutsavaha Mamakaha Pandavakshaiva Kim Kurvata Sanjaya.
Kim akurvata Sanjaya. There's a word you missed. Very nice. Okay, so yes, Gayatri Nandan Prabhu, even you learned. Gayatri Nandan. Yes, Prabhuji. Can't hear you. Okay.
Can you hear me, Mataji?
Ha.
Dharmashetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuttava Mamaka Pandava Chaiva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya.
Very nice. Okay. So when you chant the sloka, you should also include Dhritarashtra Vaja, because that's a full sloka, right? Very nice. Okay. So others keep trying, you can learn. And this chapter have a lot of important sloka, but this is a very important sloka. If you know this, you are not you won't be scared of death anymore. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tada dehamdara praptir dhiras tatra namohyati. Dehinosmin yata dehe. The slide is stuck. I'm still in 2.13, right? You can't see the slide.
Yeah, you're still
We
in
can see
2.13, Mataji.
We can see.
Yeah, I'm here only. I'm explaining this.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, thank you. So what is it saying? Dehinosmin yada dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara. Okay, so you can see this picture. Now, what's happening here? We all were born. We all were so small. Okay. And then where did that body go? Now we are grown. We are in this class. There are different age groups. Now, some are young, some are like in the youth, some are like adulthood, old age. All these problems are there. These are actually problems. Birth, death, old age, disease are the problems actually. But then see, where did that body go? The body is growing. Yes, definitely it's growing. But what about the soul? Do you remember some of the things, not everything, but some things which happened in your childhood, right? You remember. Why? How is it possible? Because you are the same person. The soul is the same, right? You can see in the heart, it's the same. But the body, the external body is growing. So dehinosmin yada dehe. The soul is seeing the body undergoing different changes like kaumaram, yavvanam, jara, like boyhood, youthhood, and jara, that is old age. Then what happens at the time of death? Death is inevitable. It comes to everyone. Mrityu sarva harasyaham. It comes to everyone. Yamasya karuna nasti. The Yamaraj doesn't have karuna. He'll come. But we don't know when, but he'll come. But then what is that process called death? What is happening? The soul is leaving. Tada dehandara praptir. The soul leaves one body, takes another body. That's it. So there is no death for the soul. Why we are crying, oh, my grandparents are gone, my parents are gone. Where did they go? They didn't go anywhere. They have gone to another body. They are not dead. No one can be dead because we are all eternal. And a soul cannot be killed. A soul cannot die because they are eternal. It goes to another body. It can go to another body. This is the meaning of this sloka. And this is what Krishna explains. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, similarly, the soul passes into another body at the time of death. So what is death? Death is just a normal process like birth. In birth, what happens? The soul takes a body and the baby is born. Same way, when the body is not to be used anymore, or when the karma in this body is over, the soul leaves the body, takes another new body. So why should a intelligent person like Arjuna lament? A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. But yes, theoretically it's easy to speak, but to practically apply in life, that's what the challenge is. But then Bhagavad-Gita really helps us. Okay, just because of this Bhagavad-Gita, so many could overcome the fear of death, and so many could overcome the depression of losing people. Because here it says, right, the soul takes another body. You can see in this picture, it's very beautifully explained. The old age, disease happens, death happens, but the soul goes to another body. So this is the life cycle. Okay, so first you have the boyhood, then youth, old age, and disease. It comes to everyone. Then I can give a nice example. Can you all see this? Okay, when we were young, we got a tricycle, right, from our parents, and we used to ride it nicely. And then when we are a little bit grown up, like in little higher classes, we might get a bicycle. And then when you're in college, you might use a two-wheeler, and then later on a car. So who's driving? We, the same person. Did that person change? No. The external covering or the vehicle is changing, but that doesn't mean the driver is changing. But once my car is broken down, then I take a new car. Might be a red car. I can buy a new car. And I, as a driver, changes from blue car to a red car. Why should I cry for that? That means, like, similarly, when this body is old and weak and not to be used anymore, then the soul leaves the body, goes to another body. So a sober person is not bewildered by such change. And how many janmas do we have? Can anyone give a nice answer? Does anyone believe about the 7 janmas, 7 janmas? What do you think, Ruchi Mataji? How many janmas we had? Or is this the only janma?
84 lakh janm.
You're right. Very good. Yes, 84 lakh species of life, right? 84 lakh. That means you can't believe. I know Bhagavad-Gita is a Prabhupada's like Bhagavad-Gita can be a revolution. I mean, it can be a change in the modern world, because we never heard about that. 84 lakh species of life, really? Yes, because the soul was in Jalaja Navalakshani. Even in aquatics, there are 9 lakh species. My soul was in the body of a crocodile. My soul was in a body of a tortoise, whatnot. And then I can go to animal form. I can become a plant. I can become an insect, a lizard, whatever it is. And then later on, I got a human form of life. And in human form, there are Chaturlakshani Manava, 4 lakh species of human form based on your consciousness. Isn't that amazing? It's not 7 janmas. It's not only this janma. People say, you have only one life, just enjoy it. No, that's not the thing. And why are people suffering? Right? So I was thinking yesterday in my hospital, there was like 4 babies were born. 3 was normal delivery, 1 was cesarean. So 4 babies. All the 4 babies were born in the same hospital on the same day, but then their fate is going to be different. One is going to be in a rich family, one to a poor family, so many problems, one born with some disease, whatever it is. So why a child is born blind? Why a child is born with some cancer? Why? Did he do anything? He or she did anything in this life? No, it's from in your past life. The karma that's coming, law of karma, tomorrow we'll see, it's coming from your previous life. So this is what why do you want to go to an animal or a plant form, Mataji? Because human form is very rare and it's very special to get human form, because only in human form can you get moksha, can you end the cycle, because it's suffering to be in an animal body, plant body, stand like a tree for 500 years. It's a suffering. But then human form is very special. That's why it's very important. Only I can't call some cats and dogs and explain Bhagavad Gita. They won't understand. Even if they understand, what are they going to achieve by that? But on human form, it's possible. So it's very rare to get a human form. Understand, this life is very special. Some people just waste it uselessly or do some kind of bad crimes. Why? Because you don't have to do it, because it's very special. We are also blessed by the Lord to get a human form of life. The soul, our soul, you'll see a video, birth and death video towards the end of the class. It's amazing video. You just see how much the soul suffered in so many janmas, and finally he got a human form of life. And if you still don't try to get moksha or liberation, what are we doing? Right? So there is a human cycle which all of us have. Now we go through all these cycles. So what is the first lesson of Bhagavad Gita? We are not this body. We are spirit soul. And the soul is situated in our heart. What's the size of the soul? 1/10,000, the tip of the hair. Kesha Krishata. Okay, that's given. All these are references from Srimad Bhagavatam. You can't see the soul, but at the time of death, the soul leaves one body, takes another body. Dehinosmin yada dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tada dehandara praptir dhiras tatra namohyati. Okay, so Krishna is saying, Arjuna, why are you lamenting? You're thinking you're killing all of these people. You're not killing the soul, you're killing the body, but the body is not them. They are not the body, they are spirit soul. Okay, that is one part. And Krishna now explains about happiness and distress. Yes, Aratrika, you know the sloka, can you chant?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkhada agamo paino nityas tamstitiksasva bharata.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Fine. So matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada. That means the happiness and distress keeps coming and going. Okay, like summer and winter. Okay, like summer and winter. So you can see here the summer and winter keeps coming, right? In summer there is nice fruits and there's no so much of leaves in the tree, but then winter comes, all the leaves are shed. Same way, happiness and distress keep coming. Anityam. It is not, don't think when you are in, okay, all of you have different problems in life. because of past karma. Please don't put the questions now in the chat. I'll miss it. Please put it towards the end. We have question answers towards the end, because now if I take, we lose the flow and we can't finish the class. So this is one thing. And when you are in problem, don't think, oh, my life is full of problems. Don't think like that, because Krishna says, matra sparsha astukandi. It just keeps changing, like the two sides of the same coin. Once you are happy, then you have become again sad. Again there is happiness. Again there is sadness. It comes based on your karma. Okay. So karma is a really great thing. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer season. They arise from sense perception, O son of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. How do we tolerate? For that, we should have a good spiritual basis. If you have nice spiritual practice, then you don't have to worry, because you trust and you know God is with you. Right? So these are all different lessons you can take from Bhagavad-Gita, right? So yes, does the tree say, oh, it's winter, I can't shed my leaves? No, it accepts when the winter comes, all the leaves are gone. But then it again waits for the summer season, so that so much of spring and autumn where there is a lot of fruits and vegetables growing. So, right? So it happens. So what does the tree do? It tolerates. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna. The tree is more tolerant. You throw stone at the tree, you cut it, you do whatever you want to the tree doesn't react, respond, right? But that's a higher stage. But then we can take lessons from these natural things in life. So happiness and distress. So Krishna says, Arjuna, now you're lamenting. Don't worry, you'll be happy. So don't worry, it'll just keep going. Okay. And this is a shloka which says about the soul. Yes, Barka.
Na jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuya ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano nahanyate hanyamane sharire.
Okay, for the soul, there is neither birth nor death at the time, at any time. So Arjuna, why are you lamenting? You're thinking you're killing your cousins? No, because for a soul, there is no birth or death. So when someone leaves in our family, yes, we cry, we lament. That's true, because that affection is there. We can't forget that person, because that person might be something great for us, or a role model for us, or our dear and near ones. Fine. Krishna agrees that. Krishna is not saying you should become like a stone, no feelings, no emotions. No, not like that. You lament, you cry. But then don't fall into depression. There are people who are in shock. They can't accept death of their near ones, and they just quit from everything, and they become depressed lifelong, eating tablets, and they have sleepless nights, insomnia, and they take sleeping pills. Krishna is like, don't be like that. You lament, because you're missing the person. That's true. But then you overcome it. You overcome such stress in life by understanding, by your spiritual intelligence. Understand that, yes, in Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna have said there is no death for the soul. So if my grandmother or grandfather have passed away, that means the soul has gone, and I should be happy. The soul is going to another body. Might be that soul might take a rebirth in our own family, right? You don't know. So, or it can go to moksha. So aren't we happy that they're going for moksha? Okay. So this is what Krishna is giving the first lesson in Bhagavad Gita, that the soul is unborn, eternal, ever existing. That is called Satchit Ananda, like Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. Now this is another property of the soul. Okay, or yes, Aratrika, you know. Barka.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Vasamsi jinnani yada vihaya navani girnati naro parani tata sharirani vihaya jinnani anyani samyadi navani dehi. Okay, vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya. Like how you get dirty, no? When you put your dress, what happens? When you put the dress, it becomes dirty. When you play in a playground, then after some time, what you do? You change it. Same way, vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya. How a person
changes the dirty clothes and put new garments. Same way, the soul takes up new body. That's it. That is the same difference. I mean, that is the same similarity. As a person changes new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material body, giving up the old and useless ones. Okay, so give up old ones and take a new body. So that's what the soul is doing. So Arjuna, you don't have to lament because you are thinking you are going to kill Dronacharya, Bhishmacharya. No, because they are not the body, they are spirit soul. And again, he says the properties of the soul. Nainam chindati shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, nachainam kledayantyapo, nashoshayati maruta. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon. Now, Arjuna is using the Gandiva, bow and arrow to shoot them. Now Arjuna is thinking by using the Gandiva, he's going to kill all of them. Krishna is like, you're not able to do it because the soul can never be cut by any weapon. The soul cannot be cut. You are cutting through the body, which is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. And the body is to be lost at any moment. All of you, can you guarantee I can't guarantee next moment what's going to happen. I don't know. We don't know. We are not like Parikshit Maharaj who got 7 days time to die. We're not like that. Any moment, anything can happen. It's always danger all around us, right? Anything, anytime, death can come to any one of us. We all have an expiry date. Whoever have taken birth has to die, right? So the death, but then Krishna is saying the soul cannot be cut with any weapon. So why are you worried about fighting with your Gandiva? And it cannot be burned by fire, not moistened by water, not withered by wind. So I'll give a nice story of Chitraketu Maharaj from 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, little bit glimpse of Bhagavatam. So Chitraketu Maharaj didn't have a son and he was very worried. He's a king. So, only if they have a son can the kingdom be given, right? From generation to generation. He had so many wives, but nobody could give him a child. So he was very, very worried. And finally, Angira Muni blessed him. And he told, okay, you'll have a son, but the same son will be cause of happiness and distress for you. So the name of the son was Harsha Shogun. Harsha means happiness. Shogun means distress. So the son was born. And after some time, because the son was born from the first wife, he was so affectionate to the first wife, always spending time with the first wife. What about the other wives? He neglected them. So they had a conspiracy. They planned to kill the child. They gave poison to the child and the child died. The soul left the body. And then Chitraketu Maharaj could not take it. It was so much of grief for him that his only son and died. So, but then Narad Muni came there. He's a pure devotee and he called the soul back. He could do that. And the soul came back to the body. And Narad Muni told, see, son, this is your father. And then the son is like, father? In which Janma is my father? Because I have taken so many Janmas and it's time for me to leave this body. My karma is over in this body. I need to go to the next body according to my karma. Let me go. And then Chitraketu Maharaj was like, what? I thought this is my son. I thought this is all me and this is my body and everything is mine. But then Narad Muni gave nice advice and Chitraketu Maharaj became a great devotee. So first we should understand that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. And then he says about Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityur dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmat apariharyarte natvam shochitam arhasi. One who has taken birth is sure to die. Right? We all, the moment we are born, our expiry date is written. We have to go. And after death, what happens? One is sure to take birth. Unless and until he get moksha, liberation, there is rebirth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Arjuna, you don't lament. Even if you don't kill Bhishma, Drona and all your cousins, one day they have to die, right? They have to die. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their intimate state, unmanifest again when annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? My voice is not clear, Mataji. Are you able to hear me, Prabhu?
You're clear, Mataji.
Yes,
You're
yes,
audible.
it's clear. It's on
Yeah.
2.3.
Please check your audio, Abhi. I don't know because I think your settings has to be changed. Okay. Now Krishna says, Dehi nityam avadyo yam dehe sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani natam shochitam arhasi. Soul who dwell in the body can never be slain, therefore there is no need for lamentation. So the main reason for Krishna to advise this is, Arjuna, get up and fight. Don't lament. Hato va prakshasi swargam jitva va Pokshase mahim tasmat uttishta kaunteya yuddhaya krita nishchaya. O son of Kunti, either you will be killed in the battlefield and attain heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with determination and fight. Two things can happen to Arjuna. Okay, now Krishna says here, this is the next question which Arjuna told, no enjoyment. So first was compassion, that how to kill my cousins. And Krishna told, don't worry, they are not this body, they are spirit soul, they are eternal. The soul cannot be killed by your weapon. So the compassion part is gone. Now next is, and sin is also gone. Oh, how to kill my own teachers. Krishna is like, anyway, they're going to die somehow, right? The death will come. Now you're not killing them, you are just ending the body, the material body, not the soul. So sin is also gone. And he is doing his dharma. See, a military man at a Kargil or Jammu Kashmir, he can't say, oh, the terrorist, I can't kill the terrorist because it's sin. No, he can't say that. He has to kill them. Otherwise, what will happen? The terrorists will attack us, and so many innocent people will be will be dead. So the attacking or killing a terrorist when he is in the military uniform in his duty, that is his dharma. He has to do it. But the same military man retires or take a leave and come home and kills his own brother, he'll be put behind the bars, he'll be in the jail. Why? That time that is not his dharma to do it. So this is what, he's a Kshatriya, he's in the battlefield. If Arjuna doesn't fight, what is going to happen? The Kauravas are going to kill all the Pandavas and the innocent people will die. So many will die. So Krishna is like, do your duty. That is very important. So now Krishna takes away 2 points, and indecision is also just completely taken away, because as a Kshatriya he should do his duty. If he doesn't do his duty, that is also sin. So next question was no enjoyment. How can I enjoy Krishna? Okay, after killing all my cousins, with whom will I enjoy? Now Krishna gives another counterpoint, that he says, Arjuna, 2 things can happen. Either you win or you lose, right? 2 things. So if Arjuna win, then what will happen? So if Arjuna win, what will happen? If Arjuna win, then he get the kingdom. He get the Hastinapur kingdom, right? If Arjuna lose, what happens? He can go to heavenly planets and enjoy there, because he is in the side of dharma, that pious people, when they die, they go to heavenly planets and they can enjoy there. So Arjuna, both way you are enjoying. If you die, you go to heaven and you enjoy. If you win and you're living, you can enjoy the Hastinapur kingdom. Both way you are enjoying. Okay. So Krishna is a best motivator speaker, isn't it? So much motivation, and Krishna is giving a lot of motivation. Your enemies will describe you in so many bad words. Will say that, oh, Arjuna is just a coward, darpok, he's running away from the field, he's not fighting. No, don't do that. For a Kshatriya, it's not nice and scorn your ability. What could be more painful for you, right? Kshatriya dies only once. That means they can't hear all bad news about them. Okay, now this is a completely different topic. Krishna speaks here. Neha vikramanasosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahado bhayat. In this endeavor, okay, Abhi Prabhu, I think you are not first time in Zoom. So what you do is, we have posted the live link in the WhatsApp group. You can watch in YouTube, okay? Neha vikramanasosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahado bhayat. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution. Little advancement on this path can protect one from most dangerous type of fear. That means if you do something for the Lord, something, especially in Kartik month, you're so lucky. This batch is so lucky. You are hearing Bhagavad-Gita in the month of Kartik. I will tell the glories of Kartik later. This is Damodara month. It's the most auspicious month to do any spiritual activity. Small thing you do, it's like 1,000 times more. So it's very auspicious to speak and as well as hear Bhagavad Gita in this month. So whatever small thing you do in the month of Kartik, it really helps. Like there was a mouse. So in the month of Kartik, we usually light diyas. Okay, that is for Lord Damodara, we do arati with ghee lamp, ghee whisk. So in the ghee, there's a nice smell coming when the ghee is lighted. So what happened? It was lighted in a temple, and the mouse thought that it's something to eat. So he just went to grab that lamp, and it got stuck in his nose, and he just did like this in front of the Lord. But then he died. But that soul got moksha. And everyone is like, what? a rat also can get moksha? Yes, definitely, because it was in Kartik and unknowingly he did kind of an arti to the Lord. And when you say of an animal, there is another animal called Gajendra. If you hear about Gajendra Stuti, Gajendra Moksha, he was Indradumna Maharaj in his previous life. But just by offering a flower, lotus, he got moksha. So any service that is done, you know the story of the squirrel when Lord Ram had to fight Lord Ravana and take Mother Sita back. He had to build the bridge, Sedu Bandhan, right? And all the Hanuman and all the monkeys were taking big bricks and writing Ram, Ram and throwing in the water. It was floating. But there was a small squirrel who just pushed a small pebble and tried to build the bridge. And Lord Ram was like, don't worry. Okay, you are doing what you can. So you might then not think, oh, these kids are so lucky. They are chanting the slokas so well. I don't know Sanskrit. When will I chant? Don't worry about all that. Krishna is like, just come and listen Bhagavad-Gita. That's it. You don't have to study sloka or cramp it, nothing. Just leave it. But just keep listening. That's important. Okay, whatever you can, you do. It's always good. And Hanuman, when his tail was on fire, he burned the whole Lanka. So these are all services they did. Okay, so you have to perform your prescribed duty, but you're not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of or the results of your activities. Never be attached to not doing your duty. So this I will explain tomorrow in the Karma Yoga class. Okay, what is about the work and attachment of the fruits and all that. Now Krishna says, don't get attached to your success and failure. Do your duty. Now Arjuna is thinking, what will happen? Will I fail? Will I succeed? Don't think about that. This is another lesson we can take, right? For students especially. You do your karma. You do your best. God will do the rest. You do your best activities and then don't be so attached to the results. Dhyayato vishayo pumsa Vishayan pumsa sankasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodha pijayate. While contemplating, now there is 8 steps to fall down. Okay, 8 steps which causes us problems. Why? First is contemplating the objects of senses. With our senses, we like to see something. Then what happens? A person develops attachment to it. Okay, so I saw an iPhone with my eyes. I feel like, oh, so much attached to it. Second part is attachment. Then from attachment, lust. I want that iPhone. I want it. That desire comes. And if I'm not able to afford it, from lust, anger arises. Unfulfilled lust. So because I'm not getting it, I become angry. And once you become angry, what happens? Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibrama, smriti vibramshat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. From anger, what happens? There is delusion. And from delusion, bewilderment of memory. That's confusion. Then when the memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. Buddhinasha. And when intelligence is lost, one fall down again into the material pool. So these are the 8 steps of fall down. So I'll explain once more. You can see here, we contemplate to objects positively or negatively. Then there is attachment. There is lust. There is unsatisfied lust leads to anger. There is delusion, bewilderment, loss of intelligence, and fall down. Okay. We're almost done. Ragadveshe vimuktastu vishayan indriyascharan atma vashyar videyatma prasadam adhigacchati. But a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. It's not possible. You know, in an initial stage, it's not possible. But after a long time of spiritual practice, you will come to a stage. First, when we come to Krishna consciousness, small things matters to us. Life is the same, but then our approach towards life will be different, right? Like a lot of rivers flow into the ocean. Does the ocean get disturbed? No. The vast ocean is always filled with water. It's always, especially during rainy season, being filled with much more water. But the ocean remains the same, steady. It's not agitated, nor does it cross beyond the limit of its brink. This is also true for a person fixed in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada was like that. Whatever problem happened, Prabhupada was still calm at heart and just had trust in Krishna and kept on doing his service. And he succeeded. He's showing by great example. So change the way you think. Having the positive thoughts will help us achieve a balanced perspective. How do we change our thoughts? By understanding scriptures like Bhagavad-Gita. Okay, now this was what I was speaking about yesterday. It's a 600 rupees package. There's a Razorpay link which we have shared. So you'll get Bhagavad-Gita as it is in your language preferred. and Science of Self-Realization. That's an amazing book you should all have, because it speaks only about the soul. You will get the complete idea of a soul in this book. And Perfect Answer, Perfect Question. Then there's Radha Govinda, a small picture. There's a Japamala with a Japa bead bag. Okay, that I will teach you tomorrow, how to chant on the beads and all that. Okay, so what is the takeaway message here? I'm not this body that has a soul, but I'm a soul that has a visible part called body. Okay, so everyone think I, me, I'm so and so, this is mine, but then we are forgetting the soul. So we are the soul, we are actually spirit soul, which has a physical part called body. Since the soul cannot loiter around alone, it has to have a physical body, but then human form is very special. And takeaway messages, we have to take care of the soul. Don't forget the soul. That's the real point here. Okay, so I think we are done. Pradosh Prabhu, can you quickly do the quiz video, and then we'll go to Kartika Mataji. Please, can you? Hare Krishna.
Okay,
So many
okay,
have
Mataji.
quiz
Hare Krishna.
problems. Yeah, many messaged me they could not enroll to the quiz. So please, well, if you don't leave, just leave after the video, okay?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. This is visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you, Mataji, for the opportunity. Okay, we'll do the demo here, and when the time permits, in maybe in a day or two, we can do a real-time things. Okay, this is the page. When you click whatever the shared in the WhatsApp, now this is the page. What will when we click for the quiz, will reach here. Then we need to click here, login. Okay, we need to put our user name and email ID. When you are doing for the first time, you can do your email ID of your own. Since I have already registered, I am just sharing here. I need to put my password. Since I have already registered, when you have not registered, then you need to put new register, new user register. Here we need to click. I will also show that. Here we need to put the username, first name, last name, email ID, and repeat the password. This will be your email ID, will be your user ID and password. Now let me go back and come up with my stuff. I have already registered. When you log in into your account, it will show you are logged in as my email ID. It is giving beneath that it is showing log out. Go to my account, select course. When for the first time you log in, you normally need to select the course. We need to select the course. In the course, we need to come. What is your course? Here, Aiswarya Mataji is taking the English one. So you need to click here. Once you click here, it will be added to your course. And it will be the, if you go a little beneath, there will be the question set. For chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, like this, we have chapter 18 quizzes. We need to complete this, all the chapter 18s. After that, we will be rewarded with the certificate. So here, I need to click. When you attend the quiz, I need to click here. Then I will get a the chapter. What is the chapter name? It is mentioned, Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. I need to click here, so that I will get the option of start quiz. I need to click on the start quiz. Then the first question comes here. What does the coffee dozo means? When we click on the right answer, it's the presence of Hanuman. Then I need to click check. It is showing correct, and feedback it is giving why it is correct, and it is giving vedabase.in our link so that you can learn a little bit more. Then after that, we need to click on the next. Here, what is the main purpose of the Bhagavad-Gita? This is the question. Here, I will mark this intentionally wrong. I am putting a wrong answer just to show you okay, what is happening. The wrong answer when we put it is incorrect, and it will give a feedback. If it is incorrect, what is the correct? And it will give the link. Here you can click and you can read and learn furthermore. Like this, we put the next, we will get the next question like this. Once we complete the whole 18 chapter, from that with the passing mark is 80% in every chapter. After that, we can get a certificate. And before that, I just request everyone to go here, my account, then edit your profile. sometimes we need to put our first and last name, then account details. We need to put our first and last name by editing profile, so that when we'll get a certificate, the certificate will be with this name. Mataji, with this I complete with the demo part.
Thank you,
I will
Prabhu.
show the
Yes.
certificate. If I can get some raised hand, it is understandable and clearly grasped by the devotees. That will
Okay,
be
so
really
if you have any questions, please put in the chat. By then, Kartika Mataji can start with the video. Hare Krishna Mataji.